Okay, hi everyone. It's excited to be here today. Let's get into the meat of today's session. First, you need to have Gemini CLI installed on your system. So to do that, um, you just need to open your terminal. Let me get mine open right now. Okay, so this is my terminal, right? Okay, yeah. So this is my terminal. And on the if you check the page, you'd be able to see that there are several instructions for you to follow. And let me talk about those instructions now. Okay, so to install Gemini CLI, um, you want to click on this link. So to take you here, right? So to install Gemini CLI, you need to have Node.js installed, or you have so you need to have Node.js installed, and you can install on Mac, on Linux, and Windows. Okay, so if you have Node.js installed, you can just do npm install at Google/Gemini CLI, and if you're on Mac, you can just do brew install Gemini CLI, which is what I'm going to do since I'm on Mac, right? Um, and get that installed. So to install, if you don't have Node.js, it's like super easy, right? You can just install Node.js on your system. So let me go to my terminal. Okay, realize once again I wasn't showing my screen. Okay, so this is my terminal. Um, and I'm just going to do brew install Gemini CLI. So I already have Gemini CLI installed. It's just going to update it. But if you don't have Gemini CLI installed, then it's going to install it like properly. Okay, cool. It's installing an update. This may take a while depending on your internet connection. All right. So now, while that is installing, let's do something else. Um, okay, so now there are other things that I would recommend you install. For instance, JQ, Just, and GH. Now, GH is actually very important if you want to make Gemini to automatically create pull requests for you, or make commits for you, or create issues for you. Yeah, you need to have GH is more like it allows you to run um like GitHub commands. Okay, so let's get dependencies sorted. So you need to install JQ, you need to install Just, you need to install GH, right? So to install JQ, um, you just download this. So if you have Mac, for instance, I use Mac Apple Silicon, just download this, like depending on your platform. Okay. Then once you have that downloaded and installed, the next you want to install is Just. Okay. So Just has like tons of ways you can install it, right? So for Windows, you can use PowerShell to install. Um, you can use your PowerShell or CMD, right? So this ways are more like cross-platform. For me, I have Brew. I can just do Brew install Just. Or if you have Conda, you can just do Conda install Just, like Conda install C for Just, right? Or if you want to use npm, you can do npm install Just. And if you want like platform specific, this is for Linux, this is for Mac. Like you can just use all these other ones. But the these ones are like good enough for you. So once you have just installed, the next thing you want to install is GH. Okay, so GH is just be reinstall GH for me because I'm on Mac, or for you, it's going to show you your platform dependent code, right? If you're for Windows, it's going to show you instructions for Windows, right? So I already have all these things installed, and so I'm just going to go to the next part. So the next part is to fork this repo, right, and then clone it. So forking is like creating your own copy of the repo, and cloning it is bringing it to your local system. So forking, I'm going to open this in a new tab, right, and I'm going to come to code. So here I can use HTTP SSH or CLI, or if you have GitHub Desktop installed, you just open with GitHub Desktop. So that's for cloning. But first of all, I want to fork. So I'm going to fork this. I think I already have, but let me just see. Okay, create fork. Okay, because I already have, right, it's not allowing me to fork this. So if you don't have, you just if you have multiple owners, just select the owner, then create fork. But for me, because I already have, let me show you where it is. Yeah, so this is my forked copy here. Okay, so this is my forked copy here, and this is basically what you're going to see when you have this forked. Okay, right, then the next thing you want to do is to clone. So you can just do a CLI clone. If you have, since you have GitHub CLI installed, you can do GH repo to clone this. Just open your terminal and run this, or you use SSH, or like it really depends. Now, if you don't have VS Code installed, right, you can want to use code spaces because we're probably going to be using VS Code for today's session. If you don't have VS Code, you can use code spaces. Code spaces is more like the other tab here. So you click on this and then you click on create code spaces on main. So what this is going to do is going to give you like a virtual VS Code settings kind of environment, right? So you see it's kind of looking like VS Code already. And it's going to automatically create the clone for you, right? So it's gonna be quick, but it might take a while depending on your network, right? So for those guys using VS Code, clone this to your um, clone this to your um, local directory. All right. So let me show you. For instance, if you're using VS Code, all right. So this is my VS Code, for instance, right? All I need to do now is to just Ctrl J, right? That's going to open my terminal, and then I navigate to, maybe I want to open this in desktop. Okay, and then I'm going to do um, I already have GH installed, so I can just do GH repo, like copy and paste instruction here. Okay, and it's going to clone this. It just does that cloning. Cool. And um, okay, and then if I open this folder on my desktop, so you should see this. Yes, I trust the outdoors. So this is what you should see, right? So you should see this. Okay. For guys using Gemini CLI, sorry, I mean code spaces, you should have your code spaces up and running. Yeah, so code spaces is installed here, and on your code spaces, you can install Gemini CLI also. Okay, you can use npm, you can use uh, whatever. I think Codespaces is primarily Linux, right? Okay, I'm trying to see where I sort of. Okay, so let me show you how to install Gemini CLI on Codespaces. So I'll just do npm install. I copy this code right here. I go to my Codespaces tab and paste. Okay, so and enter. And this is going to install Gemini CLI for me because Node.js is already on Codespaces. So now that we have that, oops, so now that we have that installed, we want to go to the next task in our workshop. So we're done with like the prerequisite. We forked, we've cloned, okay. And now let's get straight to the workshop. So to start Gemini CLI, all you need to do is just open your terminal and type Gemini. So for code spaces, guys, you just go to your terminal and type Gemini, enter. And this is going to load Gemini up for you. And this is what you should see. So do I want to connect code spaces to Gemini? Yes, I want to do that. You need to log in. So you can log in with Google or use your API key. I recommend using Google. Okay, it's much more easier. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. Paste this. So you just copy that code, paste it, then it's going to give you like your authorization code. So I am just going to paste my authorization code here straight up, and then I have this. So now Gemini CLI. So I recommend logging in with your Google account. It's less complex that way. Okay. So you should have this. You have like a chat box, and this is from your terminal. This is where the magic begins, literally. Okay. So um now what we want to do now, we want to copy and paste this question in Gemini. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to be sure that my screen is shared. Okay, so that is explain workshops. We are giving it the directory. So the directory we're working in is workshop slash 2025 Q3 Summit code base. So explain the code base and what does it do. So you copy this, you go to your terminal and paste, literally, and enter. So you're going to watch it explain the code base for you. So you can also navigate to it. So it's under workshops, 2023 Summit. And if you click on README, oh, let me preview. So this is more like where all the data we're working with is. So now what did Gemini say? So Gemini says that this directory contains materials for a workshop that teaches users how to use the Gemini CLI, which is right. The main goal of the workshop is for participants to use custom Gemini CLI commands to interact with the repository. A key exercise involves running a command in /workshop, okay, to add their, yeah, like this is so right. So it just like summarizes, so you can like summarize what is in your code base and tell you these are the main things there, which is super cool, right? Great. So this is the first task, and if you have this, great. If you don't have this, if you have any errors, you can just ask any of the organizers and they can put you through, right? So now we're going to the. You can also ask like other questions. Okay, you can ask it to read a particular file, right? You can ask it to read the whole directory. You can ask it to like do whatever. You can also ask any question. You can say, okay, what is the workshop of today? Right? You just want to like twist the head around. And I also want to see what creative questions you would ask it. So I asked, what is the workshop of today? And it says the workshop of today is about the Gemini CLI. Yay! It teaches users how to interact with the repository using Gemini CLI commands, including custom ones. Participants learn to create a pull request, blah blah blah. And this is German. I say I can't Swiss German. I cannot pronounce it, but yeah. Okay, great, awesome. So now let's move to the next task. So the next task is you want to create a first custom command, right? And the cool thing is that you can actually um, so what we have is that we want to type slash workshop o1 create issue. So now what is here is that inside this repo are like files that give like an overview of commands to run. Okay, so inside these files, you already have like, okay, when the user types this, this is it's more like giving an idea, right? Of okay, this is what I want, this is what I want, blah blah blah. So for instance, in the Zurich.md, okay, no, this is not it. Okay, so there's a Gemini.md file which more like gives Gemini, so Gemini recognizes and it sort of gives it an idea of like what it should do. Okay, so for instance, it's like your major prompt file. So giving it okay how to interact with the user. Speak to the user with many emojis, especially Swiss flags, because this was like done in Switzerland. Okay. Use Swiss slangs in the middle of a sentence like ish or exactly. And you see that you already did that. Try to warn the user about security implications of what they're doing. Just like giving prompts. Ensure classes have no user duplicates. Okay. The custom command is in here, is in the Gemini slash command slash workshop slash this, right? So we want to look for the .gemini file. So the .gemini file is here, commands, workshops. So now this is a custom command for you to create an issue. So this is, so whenever we type, for instance, the second thing says slash workshop o1 create an issue, that is referring to this. So that is it wants you to create an issue based on this custom command. Okay, so this is like instruction on how the issue should look like, what should be in it, and things like that. All right, and this is the second custom command for you to add students to the class, which you're going to look at. So if I say slash workshops semicolon o1 create issue, Gemini knows automatically that this is what you're asking it to do, which is cool, yeah? Exactly. So what this means is that if, for example, maybe you want your issues to follow a particular format, you can already predefine that format and then ask Gemini to use that format in every issue is going to create, right? Okay, so in the terminal here, okay, cool, my screen is still showing. So in the terminal here, slash workshops o1 create issue, you just press enter. And now it's going to give you like an idea. So you can either choose between yes, allow once, allow always, or no. So I prefer to use yes, allow once because I want to ensure that I check every change is going to make, right? Or no, if you feel like it's gave a wrong suggestion, you can just say no. And to move, you just use your arrow keys to just move up or down, right? So do I want to proceed? What does it want to do? You want to run this? These are like Linux command, right? So you want to run this, and yes, I mean, sure, I want you to run it. I press enter. So I mean, those of you using VS Code, I hope you're following. It's more like the same. Okay. And so, right, you can see it says, okay, I see a status MD and a Gemini.md. These are perfect for finding something to improve. Gemini.md, it's just like giving an idea. It's giving you like start process. Say, all right, after reviewing the files, I found the perfect. So what he's doing here is we want you to create an issue, but the issue should be based on something he suggests we should improve. So look at it's like, okay, I'm saying look at this repository. What do you suggest I should improve? Create an issue based on that. And that's like what he's doing. So he says, okay, the Gemini idea, the Gemini.md file has a great idea in the notes section where the data is uploaded to Google Sheets. The first row of the data should be formatted, specifically blah 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 blah. This is not currently implemented. How about we create an issue to track this enhancement? So what do you think? Shall we proceed with creating this issue? Right? So I want to make sure that everyone is here. Is everyone there? Right? So we want it again. The goal is that we want you to create an issue and hopefully with a WSO1 label. So looking at it, shall we proceed? Yes. You can just type yes. I want you to proceed. Okay. Excellent. To create the issue on our behalf. Now it automatically generates title, right? The body, and this is why it's good to have GH installed, because GH issue create is going to, it's like you're creating issues from your terminal rather than going to the repository and creating an issue. Okay, so allow the execution. Yes, I want you to execute that. Okay. All right. Blah blah blah. So you want to find the remote repository. Git remote B. Yes. Run this git command. Then it says, okay, this is the origin. This is upstream. If you want, because the issue you're going to create is going to be sent here, right? That is going to be added to um the original repo. So gh repo set default. Okay. Yep, I want that. Great. Yes. So what I want you to do is what it's doing here is that it's trying to create an issue on this repo. So now it says success. The issue has been created. So if you follow this link, if you click on it, it's going to take you to the issue. Pop up. Voila! This is the issue. So random demo folder username. I suggested this is like the issue created, and it says okay, I blah blah blah. This is the GitHub actions, but so enhance Google Sheets export header formatting. It automatically does that, which is cool. Yeah. So imagine this in your like whatever repo you're doing. It sort of automatically creates issues based on problems that it sees, right? And this is really cool, especially if you're building like an open source project. So great, we've completed the first. We'll be able to create the first custom command. Now, want to create a second custom command, and now the idea of this custom to your name to class of students in this workshop. So there is like a file, right, that has, it's like we're trying to mark attendance, right? So what the file has is that you can create Okay. So what the file has is that for upload your it's more like upload your name or add you to a class called Cloud Summit Zurich. Okay. So and it's going to do that by creating a pull request. Okay. To do that, um yeah, so we're going to do something like slash workshop or to add me to a class in Cloud Summit Research. Okay. And this is just going to be Ctrl V, paste. Now, these are like custom commands that have been predefined. Don't proceed. Yes, I want to proceed. Okay. Just trying to understand that. I hope like we're all following. Okay. Hello. Welcome to Gemini CLI workshop. I'll be your guide. First things first, is your teacher the funny Italian guy named Riccardo? Um, if I want to change the name of teacher, I say okay, no, the name is me. But let me just say yes because Ricardo is the name of the person who owns this repo, right? So yes. Okay, excellent. Let's get started. I will gather some information from your system to prepare the workshop. Okay, Wuhami, yes, run Wuhami. Does it want to get to these dates? Yes. Want to log in? Yes. Also get your username? Yes. Uname? Yes. Yes. Okay. So I say yes to running all the shell commands. So this is my username, correct? This is my GitHub username. And then use BMUIA as my username for the class. Great, I have all the information needed for fun. I've given you the surname of a famous actor, Bumi Goldblum. Okay, cool. Based on your inputs, we are at Zurich Cloud Summit workshop. All right. Now, I will create a YAML file with all this information. The file will be unique to you and will be used in the next step. All right. Cool. So, do I want to apply this change? Yes, allow once. Always allow once. So, what this is doing is creating a YAML file with, I mean, if you want to change your teacher name, if you want to use Bumi as your teacher name, it's fine. If you want to leave it as Ricardo, it's also fine. So this is the content of the YAML file, and it's going to like automatically create and save it. So, and we can see the file created here, right? So student, this is the details of the student and details of the workshop. You can call this Google Watch Party workshop also. That's fine, right? Okay. So now, do I want to set the default to this? Yes. But ensure that you're understanding like what you're saying yes to, just in case. But it's safer here because they're like guardrails and they're like prompts already that define how it's moving. So it's like not gonna go over and over the board stuff. So it's gonna create an issue with this title and label, and it's gonna try to give it a WSO2 label. Hmm? Hopefully. Alright. That is if there are no permission issues. That's what I mean. Okay. All right. That's created our issue. So great, you find it at HTTPS. So you can like click on this if you want to see the issue. But remember that what we are going to is a pull request. That is, we want to add students to a class. Okay. All right. So this is the issue. Hmm? All right. Great. So this is the first issue. This is the second issue. But that's not all. So now, okay, I have the file content. I will add the your issue URL to it. So we want to add the issue URL to the YAML file we created before that contains details about our students and the workshop. So yes, allow this change. It's like you're doing yes, yes, no, yes, and then it's doing all the work for you. So now I want to add this file to the repo and commit it. That's git commit fit workshop and issue comment body. So I want to add a comment to that issue and says I've created the issue 65 for and the pin is XS6. Huh? Cool. Right. Okay. So it does not have permission to add this. All right, which is sad. But if this is your repo, you can definitely add it yourself. Right. So now I'll use the existing Zurich as a template, blah blah blah. So now it's going to create a new file and try to do a pull request. So now this new file will have this structure. That is the time, the GitHub username, person's computer type, and the issue URL. Okay. So this is more like the attendance structure. Okay. Cool. And you can see it here. So for students, these are like previous student names. So this current attendance just has this is empty for now. The previous one you can see um, names of people who participated. So this person this time, the person name was Palladius, the computer was Linux, and this is the link to the issue, right? And also this one, oh, I participated, so this is my name here. So right so now for this class, good. It's empty right now, but you want to add. So we want to get a date. So you add time to the markdown file. Cool. So you can see that my name is there, the time, the date, the issue link, which is cool. Very cool. Yes, allow execution. So and now I want to commit. All right. So what we've done is added my name as a student to the list, and we've created a commit, and now I want to create a branch, okay, for to make a pull request. So create a branch, then we push. So the branch is committed now, and now I want to create a pull request. So we create a pull request to this repo with this title, right? That is add Bumi Gold Bomb to Zurich Summit. And this is the body of the pull request. And we want to mention the issue. So we're fixing issue hashtag 65 and that. So yes, I want to run that. Okay. And then it's creating the pull request. Ooh, done. Now we have the pull request created, and it's yeah. So if you follow this link, okay. So this is the pull request. When this you can actually check what files changed so that we see that my name is actually in that list. So there are two files that got changed. First is that my name is in the list, and second is that there are like details about my name, like okay, who is the student, stuff like that. Cool. And that is how you use Gemini CLI. So we've done the first command, we've done the second command, and now it's your turn. So I want you to now on your own try to use what you learned today to work on like your own repo, you know. And a pro tip um, is that when you are like using Gemini CLI, make sure that you load Gemini CLI to the root of your file, like of your repo, and that is super important so that it has like an overview or over like an idea of like the whole repo, which is super super important. Please do that, right? Um, I think that is it. So, are there any questions from anyone?